already on my stuff. So when you go into Time Passage app, this is the first screen that you will see. Okay. So this is just going to let you know what the current situation is. So meaning like based on where you are, as y'all can see, I have mine set to Playa del Carmen, Mexico. So I want to kind of know more of this region. So my alignment is to that. But based on where you actually have your location, it's going to give you that particular positions, right? But you can go in and see whatever the current chart is for right now. So this is the world chart, but the world chart based on from Playa del Carmen, Mexico. All right. The reason why these locations matter is because wherever you are, it's the energy that's being pulled. So it's the difference between when we're running natal charts and I say, I need your city and state. I need your city and state because grid lines change depending on where you are. Okay. So this is just going to give you the current things. It's also going to give you the current planets right now. So we're going to talk about this when I start to get into the class about where everything is and how to, what's in retrograde and what's not. But if you want to know the current positions of what things are, it's right here in your hand, right? Go right here. You can click on it. It will give you breakdown piece by piece of what's going on, the energy. It also give you some declinations. Like it's a real intricate on letting you know what's going on. Okay. Also, if you want to kind of get into the aspects of what's going on, you can click on the bottom where it says aspects, and it will also give you the strong, medium, and weak aspects for current. So for right now, some of these things are going to change based on the day and time because energy is moving, but at least you know how to find what's currently going on. This is the current chart for right now. It's 7:07 p.m. CDT, which is where I am right now, right? This is the current chart. So if you put your information in, it'll give you that, right? So now let's get into your stuff. In order for you to know your things, if you're trying to look for your natal chart, at the bottom of the screen, you'll see your name. Right beside current, you should see your name. So you see that's Gigi right there, right? It pulls up my name. It pulls up my actual birth information, the date that I was born, the time I was born, and it gives you your big three. Your big three is one of the most important things in astrology. When you learn astrology, you want to know what your big three are because these big three allows you to have conversations or be able to kind of see in the flow of your chart, or if you give those big three to an astrologist or whatever, they're going to pretty much be able to figure out at least your houses, your actual other placements, your other planetary placement. We won't be able to see, but I can at least figure out some things as it relates to your houses. Okay. Now, in order to get into your chart, meaning your birth natal chart, you will literally click on my chart. When you click on my chart, the first thing it's going to give you is the wheel. The wheel is the thing that you need to get comfortable with, right? So when you are going to an astrologist or you're working with anybody who is very vast in astrology, all they want to do is look at this wheel. From this wheel, they can pretty much see everything because it breaks everything down, right? So everything that you see in here is what y'all see when we go into the box chart of it. It's the same thing, but it's in the wheel. The reason why I like y'all to go to Cafe Astrology first and screenshot is because you will get confused if you don't know symbols. As you can see, there's no word Aries on here. There's no word Taurus. There's no word Virgo. So if you don't know the symbols, which is the basics of astrology, you will be confused in looking at this wheel chart, okay? So to keep the confusion out, go to Cafe Astrology, or you can click on at the bottom of the screen, you can click on planets. You click on planets, these are all of your planets, okay? It gives you what every planetary energy is, all right? If you want to know the details of it, like, oh, was my moon in retrograde or what was going on? Then you will literally click on each individual and it's going to give you not only the description of what it means to have a sun in Aries, my sun is in the 9th house, but also what is at the top right-hand corner, it also gives you the degrees. So my sun is in Aries at 4 degrees, 34 and 9 seconds. So you see that all that energy together is giving you the energy of what that is, okay? Now you start to get into what you want to be studying on a daily basis. So after you go in and be able to, find these things, if you say, I want to know what's affecting me for the day. I want to know what transits I got going on and how I should, maneuver based on those transits. At the bottom of the screen, you're going to click on aspects. Okay. Your aspects, these are going to let you know what your aspects are for your natal aspects, but I'm going to go out and show you how to access the for the day. So at the time of when you were born, this is letting you know all your conjunctions, your sextiles, your trines, and your squares. So everything that you had going on when you was born is going to give you that. So you know where you started from, right? Where when you came into this realm of reality, what was some of the things that you was having to work on? It's all here in your natal aspect. So again, when you go from your chart, you go to my chart, you go from planets to see what your planets are, and aspects to see what your aspects were at the time of when you were born, your natal aspects, okay? But if you want to know your daily aspects, what's happening for you today, under the word right under my chart says daily horoscope. You click on daily horoscope, it's going to then give you your transiting aspects for today. Okay, so as y'all can see, these are mine. So you can see, you know, I always like to pay close attention to my reds, because your reds are going to be pretty much where your squares and your oppositions are. Your squares are hard conversations, and so are your oppositions. Oppositions are mirror reflections. So it's like you're standing in the mirror, and you know how like you're standing in the mirror and everything in the mirror is opposite you. Your right arm is on the left side, vice versa. So it is an opposite reaction that you're having. Okay, so you can look at these, make sure you're reading your reds, you know, because I feel like they are the most important for you to be able to watch out and know what you're doing. So look into that situation and make sure that you are studying, going deeper into the aspects of understanding what your strong influences are for the day. Okay, so as you can see on mine, it's giving me these. Today's astrological influences. At the bottom, you have long-term influence. So these are things that are in the chart and probably will be in the chart for some months or for some time. Some of them have ranges. So if you can see the very first one I touch on says March 15th to April 25th, then it breaks and it goes from August 11th to October 10th. So these influences are letting you know that these are going to be into your chart for some time. So meaning like studying these, you are getting ahead. You already know what's going on when you're starting to study these. So this is how you track what's going on day by day. And if you kind of want to know, again, what your actual chart is, your aspects, you go back out and go into my chart and go to planets, and that's all your planets. Okay? You got me?